shovel, an unassuming but incredible tool. It's amazing what you can do with it. If you're going to ask anyone about what makes a good shovel, you're best off asking a trail builder. We've got a star-studded international lineup for you today. We've been testing these 4 shovels for thousands of hours, and we're going to find out, does the perfect shovel exist? We'll be sorting these sharp-bladed bad boys by their defining features. So what separates a soft tosser to a prime mover? Let's kick things off with the Garand, the Home Depot special, the standard issue. This shovel is your bread and butter. Widely available, sometimes warranted, very lightweight, got a decent sized handle on it. This is most people's idea of a shovel when they think of a shovel. I'm actually a big fan of this shovel. I use a shovel from time to time when the Fiskars gets a little bit too heavy and the handle gets a little bit too short. I go back to the Garand. It's like a nice safe little home. It's reliable. You know it's going to pack pretty good. You know it's going to move good amount of dirt. And you know it's going to dig. You know it's got the nice little platforms on there. Not going to ruin your shoes. You can dig in any shoes with it. It's your classic daily driver. It's not going to do anything flashy. It's going to be very versatile in all disciplines, and it's going to get the job done. It is Ryan Nyquist 2004 X Games Dirt Run. This was my go-to before any of the other options came around. And I think most people's go-to when they think of using a shovel, really, for anything, whether it be on a construction site or at the trails or, you know, doing some bits around the house. The bad thing about this shovel is it is prone to cracking just above the butt cheeks. So when I say the butt cheeks, you know, you've got your bit on the back of the shovel, and then you've got that kind of groove in the middle. So your butt cheeks are either side, and your butt cracks that bit in the middle. So it is prone to cracking there after a little bit of use, but I usually get a couple of seasons out of one of these guys. It's great for shaping, it's good for moving dirt, it moves a good amount of material, and the only thing I'd say it's not that great at is scraping bowls and scraping pits. There's a little bit too much flex in the handle and the head it's pretty lightweight, the shovel, so the head being pretty lightweight, I find it doesn't cut very well when you're scraping pits or trying to do level off some of your work. Yeah. Coming in at 20 to 40 bucks, this is a great entry point and a great starter shovel for building your very own roast paradise. Strength, 7 out of 10. Efficiency, 7 out of 10. Trail Boss Aura, 5 out of 10. Now we're on to the big guns. Fiskars Steel Transfer Shovel. Probably the most requested shovel in the comment section. A lot of people asking, where do you find this? Well, unfortunately, I believe the shovel is only available in the Great White North, aka Canada, aka the best country. This is a new arrival, only coming available in Crappy Tire, aka Canadian Tire, just last year. When they came out, and actually I gotta thank Justin for this one. Justin, thank you. He bought one of these at the trails, and I said, what is that? That looks amazing. And yeah, it's a Fiskars. So Fiskars, they made some amazing shovels in the UK, which is a weapon of choice for many British trail builder. But they come in a short D-handle version, you know, like a classic UK shovel, like a classic all-steel bad boy. They made a kind of a thinner head, It's basically a gardening shovel, but the thing absolutely rips for trail building. Super sharp blade, not too much of a big head. Bought one home on the plane with me, on the plane. That would have been a bit too much, but I bought home 2 littles, which are also very similar to European style shovels. Maybe we'll do a little wild card for the Fiskars and the little shovels, because they're pretty popular in the UK. Hard to get a good long handle shovel in the UK. Anyway, so I packaged these things up in cardboard, and they were taller than me, this super random shaped cardboard. And going through security, didn't really get any questions going there, but then when I came back to Canada, every single border patrol guard stopped me and asked me, said, "Hey man, I gotta ask you, what do you got in there?" And I said, "Well, shovels." I said, "Well, they're shovels. I build jumps for fun." "Shovels? Really?" Yeah, shovels. And they all would laugh, and then I go another 20 feet, and the next guy would stop me. "I know that guy just asked you, but I gotta ask, what you got in there?" Shovels. Anyway, it was worth it because those little shovels, they've got kind of a chrome-plated finish, and when all the other shovels are sticking to the dirt, the littles, they never stick. So, shout out to little shovels. A lot of little power users out there. Respect. Anyways, back to the Fiskars. So, Fiskars, I believe, European brand. Could be wrong. Do a little digging on that one. These are absolute units. These shovels are absolute units. You're going to need to train up a little bit on the ground. Build that definition in your back. Get the abs coming in. Get those lats filled out. Then you can graduate to the Fiskars. This thing has a big head on it. It's going to move a lot of dirt, and it's going to pack in large surfaces very quickly and very smoothly. One of the things I love the most about this shovel is the finish it leaves when you pack. This is a butt cheek free shovel. Absolutely amazing. Whatever you pack with this shovel, it's going to be like glass. Absolutely beautiful. It is heavy, so it's going to fatigue you out real quick. And if you're hammering down on this thing like there's no tomorrow, you're going to burn yourself out very, very fast. So a light approach is best with this shovel. I like to teach people. Shout out to Trail Boss Luke for this one. When you're packing, pack very lightly but with many hits. Actually, shout out to Trail Boss Luke for this one, and shout out to Rasmus for this one. When they pack very lightly but with many hits. So you're still getting that compression, but you're using virtually no energy instead of trying to hit the crap out of the jump and then the dirt sticking and everything like that. Much easier to just gently tap, use the weight of the shovel, but just many times until you get that nice glass finish. It's got an all steel construction, adding to that weight factor, which does make it very stiff, so you do feel it in the arms if you're packing with this thing all day. But that weight also helps a little bit with your packing too, which is nice. Another thing that's not the best about this shovel is it's got a pretty short handle. In comparison to the Garant and also the Trailshark, which I can't wait to talk about at the end, by the way. This thing is a bit shorter, so you do feel it in the lower back, shoulders too, if you're using it all day long, especially combined with that bigger head. But if you're a thick boy or girl, you'll be able to manhandle this beast no problem, and you're going to get a lot of work done on the jumps. It also has a great angle. If you notice the head, it's got a pretty aggressive angle on the head there, which actually is nice and ergonomic for packing and for scraping. This shovel is phenomenal for scraping with that all steel construction, super stiff, just cuts like butter through anything you want. This is a weapon for scraping through pits, scraping out mud, doing the final surfacing on jumps, landings, whatever you need to do. If you do any scraping work, fantastic shovel for that. The all steel construction and the no butt cheek beauty also is one of its drawbacks. It is prone to snapping just at that join there where I think it looks like they weld the shaft onto the head there. So something to watch out for. We've snapped 2 already, 2 different people. However, lifetime warranted, so nothing to worry about there. Just get a replacement one from Crappy Tire. Coming in at $50 from Canadian Tire. This is our mid-tier option, heavyweight contender, with a few post-dig protein shakes to tame this beast. It's going to do serious damage for you, your chest, and your spot. This is Dane Searle's Giants of Dirt 60-foot hit on a BMX bike. Strength, 6 out of 10. Efficiency, 9 out of 10. Trail Boss Aura, 8 out of 10. Alright, a little bit of a curveball here. I have to mention this for our Australian brothers and sisters down under. Yes, we're talking about the Cyclone. Bloody beauty. The weapon of choice for a solid trails culture in the land of good cunts. We are lucky enough to have our resident Oz Trail Jesus, Keevers, bring a few of these back from the Promised Land. And thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Keevers for facilitating the delivery of these bad boys. What a bunch of sickos. I'm pretty sure you can order these from Backbone. If not, go order some from Backbone anyway. Tyson's awesome, and those guys are also a bunch of sickos. And they do great things for BMX. As soon as you get your hands on this shovel, you realize that this thing is well made. And it's built to last. The head is very sturdy, well made, and just feels solid. The wood comes pre-lacquered. It's got a nice little Cyclone stamp in there. Very, very nice touch. I do like that. And the head has a lovely shape and angle to it. Similar to the Fiskars, it's quite aggressive, which actually makes it great for packing. Very ergonomic. And also really nice for scraping balls too. It is a bit of a funny one to learn to pack with. If you're used to more of a North American style shovel, definitely takes some getting used to. The kind of the hitting angle, the angle of attack's kind of a little bit different. That being said, it does have a very nice pack to it. When you pack things in with the Cyclone, they really, really go hard, it seems, with a lot less effort than the other shovels on test. It's got traditional butt cheek design, but honestly it's fine because this thing is seemingly bulletproof. Would love to know any of our Aussie friends, have you snapped one? Where did you snap it? How long have you been using these for? How long is what's your longest Cyclone shovel? How long's that bad boy been in the game for? Would love to know. Definitely more suited to a down packing motion rather than an up. The thing to mention, I would say, is all the other shovels in the test, you can pack with them either way. Fiskars actually is pretty nice for a down motion pack, and the Cyclone's also very nice for a down motion pack. Less so with the up motion there. Tends to just push the dirt around. Great weight to this one. The wooden handle offers a little bit of flex, which is great for fatigue. You can dig with this unit all day long. And a pretty decent sized blade on it, so you're going to move a good amount of material with this guy. Keeves and McShovels, absolutely love this one. Coming in at 82 Australian dollars. It's getting up there in the delicacies of the shovel world, but will serve you well for years to come. This is Keeves and Junior at Mount White doing an unreal kick out over a giant orange piece of artwork. Sick. There he is.
Yeah.
How you going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good.
What's happening?
I got a few questions for you. You got a few minutes?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, well, I'm making a video. I'm doing the shovel review video.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I thought for the Cyclone one, who's better to ask than the man himself? So
True. Yeah, I don't know. I would say the Cyclone's like probably Cyclone strength 10.
Oh, what are you doing, mate?
yeah.
Then I think the Cyclone's strong, but efficiency probably like an 8.
What are you talking about?
And then Trailboss Aurora probably like a 9.
Or high aura on the Cyclone.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing everyone uses here.
That's true. So by default, high aura.
Yeah, it is pretty by default, but
Tell you, I recorded this whole phone call, so can I use it in the video?
yeah, I figured you would be. Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty, we saved the best till last, folks. Woo, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the Trailshark 2000. Originating from the UK, founded by Ollie Hindley and James Petit, two of the most inspiring trail builders that I know of. These guys are masters of the craft, in my humble opinion. They've created some amazing trails. They have a brilliant philosophy about trail building, and I'm yet to meet James, although we've talked a lot online. Shout out JP if you're watching this. And Ollie actually came to my trails many moons ago, probably at least 15 years ago, so maybe longer, in the UK. And great dude. Shout out to Ollie if you're watching this, man. They realized that there wasn't really a great shovel for trail building. We were just using whatever we could find. Hence the Home Depot Special, or in the UK, a lot of people use the little shovels. They're not designed for trail building. So these guys took it upon themselves to create a weapon for trail building. And they nailed it. Who would have thought? Two absolute trail building beasts might actually know what a good trail building shovel is like. So, both these guys, in my opinion, master trail builders that I look up to greatly. And they have created the world's first dedicated trail building shovel. They actually have two options now, the Fat Bastard and the Trailshark 2000. Now, Ollie was kind enough to send me a Trailshark 2000 in spring, and I was super hyped to get it. Thank you so much, Ollie. So glad you sent me this. I absolutely love it. Each one is handmade in small batches from high quality materials. The ash handle is the longest on test, which really helps for those long digging sessions and high stacks. And let me tell you, it really makes a difference. When I go from using the Fiskars to using the Trailshark, I really, especially if I'm digging for 7-8 hours or longer. The blade shape is also very unique. It kind of has this tapered finish up towards the top, and actually has quite a small profile in comparison to any other traditional shovel. I wasn't sure what to think about this because I couldn't move as much dirt as the Fiskars, which was my weapon of choice before switching. But actually this is great because you save a lot of energy and you're placing dirt more precisely with the Trailshark. So you actually end up wasting less material when you're shaping stuff. I still do switch to the Fiskars if I want to move serious amounts of material, but the Trailshark's my go-to for now. The long handle, combined with the unique shape of the head and how that connects, gives you seriously great ergonomics for stacking, shaping, and scraping. I have to admit, I wasn't sure in the beginning about the carbon steel head. I don't know if it was just our dirt, but it took a couple of days to bed in. However, once it did bed in, it has this beautiful mirror polish to it. And now that thing packs anything with ease. Absolutely love it. The smaller profile head also helps with packing. Again, I was used to the Fiskars, that massive surface area, and it was great. I was getting lots done, but it was fatiguing. With the Trailshark, you've got this smaller profile, which actually helps concentrate that pressure where you're packing onto the dirt, which means you do less passes overall when you're packing because you have a higher concentration of force where you're packing down. This thing's very comfortable packing down or up, and the butt cheeks, they don't really bother me at all. The ash handle has a beautiful flex to it, actually more flex than any shovel I've used, which actually really helps with packing and moving dirt around. It kind of has this nice spring to it, which I really enjoy. Feels good in the hands too. That being said, not the ultimate weapon for scraping pits because of that flex in the handle and the smaller head. Still do prefer the Fiskars for any scraping needs. But if you keep the blade sharp, this thing will cut through anything, no issues. This is the Rolls Royce of shovels. It's an absolute pleasure to use and praised by trail builders all around the world. Coming in at $200, yes, it's spenny. I could understand why any normal human being would grimace at the thought of a $200 shovel. But let's take that into consideration for a minute. Yes, it's spenny, but it's also handmade by independent, passionate, time-served trail builders. That money goes directly to hard-working people trying to pay their bills, not some CEO trying to top up his private golf course membership fees.
Oh, hell no!
Just like when you buy a print, t-shirt or sticker from our store, or sign up to our Substrata Patreon, link in description. That's why I'll always support DIY and independent businesses. Strength.
That's it!
Efficiency. Trail Boss aura.
That's not something! 10! Oh, look at that maximum score!
This is every chase clip in Fox and Delucio. You know, everyone's got their favorite weapon of choice. One man's Trailshark, maybe another man's Home Depot special. All that matters at the end of the day is that you get out there and you build some trails. If you like the video, drop a sub, smash the like. If you want to give a virtual high five, leave a comment below and let me know, what's your favorite shovel? What have you been using the longest? Will you be trying any of the shovels in this video? See you in the next one.